The Footprints Conversations series feature insights and experiences from accomplished workplace and marketplace leaders who consider their work as a sacred calling and ministry. The Footprints Conversation this week is part 4 on risk and reward with Dr. George Washington Carver, coming to us from the sites and pages of books like More Than Conquerors by John Woodbridge, Moody Press. You will not have any excuse to fear taking risks if you hear how Dr. Carver dealt with racial discrimination and took over 1,000 significant risks based on his unshakable trust in the Lord, who took him from slavery to become one of the legendary inventors in the world. Please let's welcome Dr. Carver to the Footprints Conversations.
It is my pleasure to be with you and to share with you how our Lord is ready to work through anyone whose heart is yielded to Him for innovation, invention, and solution.
The reason why we are pleased to have you for part 4 is that we want to feature someone who lived the biblical principles underlying risks and reward that Mr. Caleb shared with us from part 1 to 3. You are the perfect fit for part 4, and thanks for your availability.
Yes, my life was filled with taking bold and risky decisions. You cannot realize your God-given potential without taking risks.
Thanks for that. One of your earliest risks was leaving home as a young black boy to pursue education in a deeply segregated America. That must have been terrifying. How did your faith shape your risk-taking from your boyhood?
Taking risks is part of life. Faith does not remove risk and uncertainty, but it removes fear and makes risk and uncertainty safe. When you carry such a conviction, even danger becomes a companion rather than a threat. Do you know the risk of sleeping outdoors when no place will take you in because of the color of your skin and you're already vulnerable? Because you could be captured at any time and sold as a slave?
I cannot imagine that level of risks. Now let's talk about your inventions. You invented products such as starch, oil, paste, cream, dye, glue, paint, and other industrial uses from plants and crops. Over 300 uses for peanuts, 100 for sweet potatoes, 75 for pecans. But many of them came after years of experiments that failed. How did your faith sustain you through the risks and uncertainties of success or failure of inventions?
My faith was my anchor that kept me steadfast when the billows of failure, hostility, ridicule, racial discrimination rolled against me. Don't settle to play it safe without taking any risks because you want to avoid these reactions from people. If your Lord is behind you, who can be against you? The failure of an experiment got me closer to a successful experiment. When I do not know what to do, I go to God and ask Him. Before dawn I would rise, walk into the woods, and listen. Sometimes God whispered an idea for a new dye or a new glue. Sometimes He said, "Try again." Faith made the laboratory my sanctuary. Risk became the rhythm of obedience.
There's a famous story that you asked God to reveal the secrets of the peanut. Did that happen?
Ah, yes. One morning during prayer I said, "Mr. Creator, why did you make the peanut?" And in my spirit I felt Him say, "Little man, you are asking a mighty big question, but I will show you the wonders of the peanut." That set me on a path of endless experimentation. People laughed at first. A peanut? But what is small to man is often profound to God. To take such a journey, you must risk your reputation, your comfort, and your pride. Faith makes you willing.
How did you balance deep scientific inquiry with your spiritual life?
They were never separate. Science is simply the observation of God's handiwork. Faith is the humility to admit you are only a student in His universe. Curiosity, prayer, and experimentation are siblings, not strangers.
On the risk of choosing to help poor farmers over making money from patents, corporate partnerships and ownership. Many companies offered you wealth. Yet you turned them down. That was a huge risk. Why?
Because purpose is richer than any salary. God did not give me the capacity for all those inventions merely to enrich myself. He said, "Take these simple things and show my people how to thrive." Innovation is not about profit. It is about service. And service requires the willingness to take risks for others' well-being.
Many listeners today struggle with fear, burnout, or uncertainty about taking bold steps in their careers, businesses, or inventions. What would you tell them?
I would say this: do not ask God for big opportunities. Ask Him for clarity of purpose. Once you have purpose, the risks will not frighten you anymore. And remember, no individual has any right to come into the world and go out of it without having left behind distinct and legitimate reasons for having passed through it. Let that purpose compel your courage to take the greatest risks.
Audience, God puts you on this earth for a purpose. Let that purpose for your life compel your courage to take the greatest risk. Don't take that business idea to the grave. Don't take that innovation, invention, solutions, creativity to the grave because of the risks. Dr. Carver, thank you. Your courage, innovation, and faith continue to inspire generations. You deserve all the applause. If this Footprints conversation has been a blessing to you, pass it on to be a blessing to others. Are you a believer committed to fulfilling your calling at your workplace and marketplace? We have several resources to help you do that. Just subscribe at the YouTube channel to receive new resources we create every week. If you have creative arts talents too, get in touch and let us yield it to the Lord to impact lives for His glory.